What's up, guys? It's your boy, Richie Richer. Good afternoon. Today in this video, I am going to be talking to you guys about another rally car. If you guys have seen my community posts, I recently posted a couple weeks ago, I think. The two rally cars I was gonna talk about. Sorry, the two rally cars I'll be talking about, which was the Mitsubishi Evo and Subaru Impreza. Today in this video, so I recently did finish off the Evo a couple weeks ago, or like less than 2 weeks ago, I think. I don't know, but so today in this video, I've already done the Evo and did also the 3000 GT and the 7th generation Mustang. So today in this video, I'll be talking to you guys about the Evo's rival, which is the Subaru Impreza WRX STI. So this is the second rally car I'll be talking about, which is like a rivalry between Subaru and Mitsubishi. So, without any further ado, let's get started. But before I start, make sure you guys, so today I'll be talking to you guys about the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, the Mitsubishi Evo's rival for rallying. So without any further ado, let's get started. But before I do, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted when I'm making uploads. Alright, so just remember, like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit that notification bell, notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted of when I'm making new uploads. Alright. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the Subaru Impreza WRX STI is the car we're talking about. So this is like my kind of final rally car, I think. I don't know. And I got a lot more other stuff I want to do for YouTube. So without any further ado, let's get started. Here we go. So the Subaru Impreza WRX STI. Here we go. So the Subaru Impreza WRX STI is a high performance specification. So the Subaru Impreza WRX STI is a high performance specification model of the Subaru Impreza concept car line. So line manufactured by Japanese automaker FHI Subaru. FHI stands for Fuji Heavy Industries. So Fuji Heavy Industries, Subaru. Now we got overview as usual. So let's do it. So first off is manufacturer by Subaru, Fuji Heavy Industries, or Subaru FHI. So FHI stands for Fuji Heavy Industries. So manufacturer Subaru, Fuji Heavy. So Fuji is spelled Fuji. So Fuji Heavy Industries. It's also called the Subaru Impreza. So just call it. So it's pretty much called Subaru. Could be called Subaru WRX STI. All right. Production for 1994, and it is still in production in the present or future. As production model years from 1994 up until the future or present. say present. People still think it's present, but I think it's future still. Say production 1994, still in production in the present. Say production 1994. So 1994 is present, but I still think of it as a future. That's production. Model years 1994 in the present still, but still I think of it as future. Its assembly is in the city of Ota or Otachi. So Ota is spelled O-T-A. On top of the O, it's got a little line on it, which is a city located in Gunma. At the Gunma prefecture in Japan. So Japan. Next up is body and chassis. The class is a sports compact world rally car. So sports compact world rally car. So body and chassis class, sports compact world rally car. Body style. Three types you can get is a compact sedan or saloon, coupe or coupe. Well, there's four. Sorry, I thought there was three, but there's four. I apologize. So there's four types. You can get one as a sedan or saloon. Say sedan or saloon, coupe or coupe, wagon or estates, or pretty much hatchback. Say compact sedan, coupe, wagon, or hatchback. Also known as saloon, coupe, estate, and hatchback as well for body style. The layout is front-engined and symmetrical all-wheel drive, apparently. So next up is powertrain. So for the engine, it's got a engine. It has a horizontally opposed boxer flat 4-cylinder EJ series motor or engine for the 1992 and 2012. So for the 1992 and 2012 cars. All right, so in 1988, FHI created STI, which is Subaru Technica International. So Subaru Technica International as its motorsports division to both develop and compete in the FIA WRC, which is a World Rally Championship, and other motorsport activities. Following the intro of the first-gen Impreza in November, Impreza in November 1992, and the following year's debut of the Group A rally car in the WRC, an STI version was made commercially available in in January 1994. In January 1994 as a homologation model. So as a homologation model under FIA regulations. Thereafter, subsequent evolutions dubbed STI version or simply STI were manufactured and sold alongside the Impreza model. So Impreza model lineup initially in Japan only and later in selected world markets. As the STI or STI model was typically the highest spec of the Impreza, it has become popular with performance enthusiasts, tuners, and amateur racers in many motorsports disciplines, especially both rallying and circuit driving. Used STI cars usually command a higher resale, both a higher resale value and continue to be highly sought after. FHI has released many different models and versions, including special limited edition, so limited editions of the WRX STI. However, many of these versions were were and are only available in the JDM market, so Japanese domestic market, which is short for JDM. Although the concept behind the STI model is taking a base model such as either the Impreza or a legacy and further developing it for high performance. STI models fall mainly into two categories. The first is both a fully developed and tested model with the purpose of homologating it for motorsports, which is sold as a street legal road car. The second one is a complete car, which is pre-fitted from the factory with the parts that are available from the STI catalog and marketed as a tuned by STI model. Spin-off models with mainly either cosmetic additions or alteration. So mainly cosmetic either additions or alterations are also marketed using its limited quantities. First off is the first generation Subaru. So first generation WRX STI from 1994 to 2000. So let's do it. First off is overview. Production was from 1994 to 2000. So 1994 to 2000. Body and chassis next. Body style 2-door coupe, 4-door sedan, 5-door station wagon. Powertrain engine 2-liter flat 4 boxer motor with a turbo. That's all it has for the powertrain, just the engine, a 2-liter flat 4. Dimensions, not as such, only just the wheelbase, which is at 2,520 millimeters, 99.2 inches. So just wheelbase. The first gen STI, so the first gen STI, tuned road going cars were only developed and sold in the Japanese market, although marketed by numerical versions, indicators up to version 6 in the catalog. There were in reality more than 20 different possible types of Impreza STI cars for sale. Many of these were in different body styles and some designed as a base for motorsports use. Others, such as the 22B, were special limited versions but had different specifications. Visually, it's hard to tell the difference between versions of the non-STI Impreza WRX. Unlike its rival car, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, which sported the quite distinct exterior design difference, the Impreza WRX and WRX STI version had mainly mechanical modifications. One way to identify the version is through the VIN plate on the chassis. Sedan and coupe STI model codes are named GC8. USTM coupes have a separate chassis code of GM, and station wagons are named GF8. So GF8, followed by a letter from A to G. So A to G, a GC chassis version of the RS was released for the USDM in 2001 to tell the difference between a JDM sedan and coupe. So sedan and coupe chassis from the applied model code. Only a sedan will have the 5th digit as a 4 representing 4 doors, and a coupe will have a 2 representing 2 doors. Now I got the Japanese versions. So version 1 from 1994 to 2001. So it's the GC8B. So GC8B. The first STI was known simply as WRX STI. There was no version nickname added to the name until the version 2. 100 Imprezas per month were produced starting from February 1994. In March, production was stabilized to 100 STIs a month. It had 247 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, and 309 Newton meters, 228 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM, and weighed 1,230 kilos, 2,710 pounds. Before the STI, the highest trim line of the Impreza was the WRX and the WRX RA. It's weird. RA is usually my names for my initials or something. I don't know. The first letter of my first name, the other letter of my second name. Kind of weird, but that's just how it is. So WRX RA, first manufactured in November 1992. This version of the STI was the only version where the standard cars were taken and at the end of the assembly line and replaced by STI parts. After this version, the standard STI was built alongside the WRX on the production lines. The WRX STI Type RA marketing has made usage of the RA acronym in various ways. Record attempt is the current usage. R is for racing, A is for Group A, FIA, the racing chassis, the WRC Impreza competes in, has also been confirmed by Subaru of Japan. The correspondence can be seen on the discussion board for this article. The Stripo version produced 271 horsepower and 319 Newton meters, 235 pound-feet of torque. This version of the WRX STI was a stripped-out car that had no sound deadening, stereo, or AC. It came sparsely equipped as it was to be sold to racing teams that would throw out the cheap parts for racing parts. This version of the WRX came with a DCCD, driver-controlled center differential. This device was an electromechanical diff that could lock the differential. The DCCD would be beneficial to people who use it in various rally conditions. Now we've got version 2. So 2009, then 1994, 2008, 1996, the GC8C. Hold on, I forgot. Just gotta go and charge this before it's dead. Alright, I'm back. So just had to charge this real quick. Okay, so now we're on so we're on versions 2 from this is 1994 to 1996, 2008, and 2009. So that's for the GC8C. The regular STI's engine output stood at 271 horsepower and 235 pound-feet. So 271 horsepower and 319 Newton meters, 235 pound-feet of torque. This was the year that STI started painting the intake manifold red. So the intake manifold red. I know for a fact that engine cold air intakes usually are red, but sometimes they could be different color depending on the material that they use. Who knows? So version 2, 1994, 1996, 2008, 2009. So it's the GC8C. The regular STI's engine output stood at 271 horsepower, which is a pretty good amount, and 319 Newton meters, 235 pound-feet of torque. this was the year that STI started painting the intake manifold. So the intake manifold red. The car weighed 1,240 kilos. It's not bad, it's pretty good. 2,734 pounds. And had gold wheels like those on the World Rally Championship. So the WRC Impreza. It's pretty cool. The V Limited. So the V Limited the V Limited STI edition was produced. It was a limited edition that was often used to celebrate either a manufacturer or driver title award to Subaru's World Rally Team. So Subaru's World Rally Team. The interior is colored. The interior is colored blue on the seat inserts. So both on the seat inserts and carpeting. It's like the carpets. The the WRC, not WRC, sorry, the WRX, there we go, Type RA STI received a stereo and air conditioning in the V Limited form. A thousand WRX, so 1,000 WRX, so 1,000 WRX STI version 2 V Limited versions were produced. 555 with the cigarette, the cigarette brand that was the premier sponsor of the Subaru World Rally Team and became synonymous with the Impreza WRC livery. WRX Type RA STI version 2 V Limited were produced. Now we got version 3 from 1996 to 1997, then 2008 to 2009, which is a GC8D. So done the GC8C, now it's the GC8D. It developed around, I'd say nearly 300 horsepower. So it developed around 300 horsepower, which is pretty good, but output was reported at the then established gentleman's agreement power limit of 276 horsepower. They did the same for the R34s and the R33s and R32s, but those were, I would bet they would just have a lot more power. So version 3, 1996, 1997, then 2008 to 2009, the GC8D. It developed around 300 horsepower, but output was reported at the then established gentleman's agreement power limit of 276 horsepower. Torque peaked at 4,000 RPM with a value of 343 newton meters, 253 pound-feet. So 343 newton meters, 253 pound-feet in standard form. So in standard form, this version has a top speed of over 240 kilometers an hour. 240 kilometers an hour. In miles an hour, that would be almost 150 miles an hour. So in standard form, this version has a top speed of over 240 kilometers an hour, 250 miles an hour. Not miles an hour, sorry. So 240 kilometers an hour, 150 miles an hour. There we go. So I'll say again, 240 kilometers. So 240 kilometers an hour, 150 miles an hour. The car gained 10 kilos, around roughly 22 pounds more, and weighed at 1,250 kilos, 2,756 pounds. The STI shared the same facelift that the rest of the Impreza line received. With version 3 came the start of the coupe version, or coupe version of the WRX STI. It's called the WRX Type R STI. The coupe was chosen by ProDrive, which is a British motorsports and advanced engineering group. So the coupe was chosen by ProDrive for use in the WRC. So WRC because it was both lighter and stiffer than the four-door version. Although it carried the same exterior dimensions, it was essentially a two-door version of the WRX Type RA STI. So Type RA STI, meaning it had DCCD, minimal sound insulation, close gear ratios, and hardened gearbox. This car also has a water spray nozzle. It's a water spray nozzle to dampen the top of the intercooler. So I just had to charge my phone. So this car also has a water spray nozzle to dampen the top of the intercooler. The water will then evaporate, taking heat away from the intercooler and cooling the intake charge. This car was produced on an order-only basis. Although there is a WRX STI Type RA 4-door available in version 3, these have the same engine, gearbox, and R180 differential as the version 3 WRX STI Type R, including DCCD, aluminum hood or aluminum bonnet, and front guards, no sound deadening, and thinner glass. The ECU is also an exclusive tune. The Type R tends to be a bit stiffer and weighs 1,190 kilos. So 1,190 kilos, which is 2,620 pounds. It's pretty good. Less than 1.2 tons. It's not bad. So yeah, 1,190 kilos. So 1,190 kilos, 2,620 pounds. The DCCD has been known to bite new drivers in the rain. The RA gets a roof vent instead of map lights and wind-up windows, although electric are an option from the factory. Also available with a WRX Type R V Limited in version 3. It has a WRX motor with no forged internals like the STI did, and it misses out on the 4-pot front brakes as they are to be installed by rally teams. It has a roof vent, and is lightweight, making a good base for a rally car. The version 3 STI runs a VF23 A.K.A. ball bearing single turbocharger, while the JDM non-STI, so it's just a standard WRX, gets a VF22 turbocharger. So a VF22 turbocharger. Now we got the version 4 from 1997, then 1998, then 2008 and 2009, the GC8E. And so power remained at 276 horsepower, but torque was raised from 253 pounds the torque was raised, so power remained 76. So power remained at 276 horsepower, but torque was raised from 343 newton meters, 253 pound-feet. So 340. So from 343 newton meters, 253 pound-feet. To 352 newton meters, 260 pound-feet. Forged pistons were also added. The interior and like the dashboard pretty much were changed into a newer design, along with the new white color gauges. Now we got version 5 from like 1998 first, and then 1999, and up to 2008 to 2009. The GC8, so the GC8F is next. The power stayed as this. The power stayed the same as the previous version, 276 horsepower. So the power stayed the same as the previous version, 276 horsepower. So both the engine layout and design were made cleaner and was dubbed as the Boxer Phase 2 engine. The facelift so the facelifts for like the rest of the Impreza line was also applied to the STI. The WRX STI weighed 1,270 kilos, 2,800 pounds, so less than 1.3 tons. It's not bad, it's pretty good. So the WRX STI weighed 1,270 kilos, 2,800 pounds. There were 1,000 WRX type RA-STI version 5 limited cars, and the WRX type R-STI version 5 limited cars had a 4-month waiting period for each order. So for each order, the interior was also changed slightly from the version 4, including seats, so both seats and steering. This model was also produced as a 555 limited edition. Say 555 limited edition. So limited edition, which I believe only 555 will be made. I don't know. Now we got version 6 from 1999 to 2000, and then 2008 to 2009, which is the GC8G. Most of the changes were cosmetic. The wing was sculpted to be more aggressive. The VF28 spec turbo with had a maximum boost at 17.4, so 17.4 psi, which is 1.2 bar, and produced 200 hold on, produced 300 horsepower and 300 388 Newton meters, 285 pound-feet. There are 2,000 WRX STI version 6 limited, 5,000 WRX STI Type R Coupe version 6 limited, and 2,000 WRX STI RA version 6 limited cars produced. Also 500 WRX STI version 6 limited hatchback, so hatchback models. So in total, that's like 4,500 or 5,000, including the 500 WRX STI version 6 limited hatchback models. Now we got the special editions, which is a 22B STI. So like from the year 1998 and up until 2003 and 2008. In 1998, Subaru of Japan produced a wide body two-door Impreza called the 22B STI. The 22B was used to commemorate both Subaru's 40th anniversary as well as the third consecutive manufacturer's title for Subaru in the FIA World Rally Championship. On the release of the sales, around like all 400 Japanese units sold out from 30 minutes to 48 hours, so that's 2 days, depending on the report. The cars had the starting VIN code of GC8, so GC8E 2SD. Another 24 were produced for export markets. See the 16, which had like the 16 22Bs, 22B type UK versions. There's 16 of those, along with another 5 from Australia and 3 prototype versions. The 22B had the EJ22 engine as opposed to the regular EJ20. Notes, internal Subaru material states the black came from a V3 EJ20G, not the EJ22G at most. The intake manifolds and headers were from the V4 EJ20K. This means the displacement was increased from 2 liters to 2.2 liters. So from 2 liters to 2.2 liters. So it's 0.2 liters more. The block is a closed deck design. The heads, such as like the valves, valve train, and much more, were lifted from the STI version 4 engine at 6,000 RPM. From the STI version 4 engine, it produces 280 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 363 Newton. So 280 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 363 Newton meters. 363 Newton meters. 267 pound-feet. So 363 Newton meters. 267 pound-feet of torque at a lower engine speed of 3,200 RPM. The red line is 8,000 RPM. The compression is a 8.0 to 1 or 8 to 1. So it used a A.K.A. RHF 5 HP turbocharger. So the turbo is an A.K.A. RHF 5 HP. The internal company usage code is VF23, although a number of cars received the larger VF22 turbo. In performance terms, the donor STI version 4 is capable of a 12.8 second quarter mile. The 22B, which carries an additional like 20 Newton meters of torque, it's around 10-15 pound-feet, I think. So you have torque, maybe a bit less, bit more, who knows. So you have torque has been timed at 12.5 seconds. So 12.5 seconds. However, all-wheel drive cars can be difficult to launch due to potentially bogging down if engine speed is if either the engine speed is too low or the clutch is not correctly taken up. The car was given a unique color of blue and had fenders flared wide body taken from the Peter Stevens designed WRC car, thus widening the width by 80 millimeters, 3.15 inches, for a total of 1770 millimeters, 69.7 inches. During assembly, a WRX Type R chassis was taken off the line. So the fenders were replaced with the 22B STI fenders. The car's curb weight is 1,270 kilos. So 1,270 kilos, 2,800 pounds. The suspension is provided by Bilstein. The brakes were Brembo, manufactured standard. 4-piston at the front, 2-piston brakes at the rear. However, the color is red. The color is red, and the Subaru name cast on the brake calipers and painted white. The wheels were increased in size from the standard WRX Type R STI WRX Type R STI from 16 by 7. So 16 by 7 to 17 by 8.5 inch BBS Electra wheels. Electra spelled E-L-E-K. So E-L-E-K TRA wheels. The car is fitted with 235/40 ZR17 Pirelli P0 tires. The clutch was upgraded to a sintered twin clutch with a ceramic disc, or ceramic rotor, whatever you call it. The gearbox ratios are the same as the standard WRX Type R, but the gears were shortened for added reliability. The car has a unique hood, front and rear fenders, a WRC-inspired front bumper, and a unique adjustable rear wing. The origin of the name 22B has often been debated. Many assume 22 referred to a 2.2-liter displacement, and the B was for either the Boxer engine or the Bilstein suspension. This would correlate with the idea that Subaru sells a legacy Spec B, which also has a Boxer engine, and so both a Boxer engine and Bilstein suspension. Others believe that 22B was meant to represent the 555 cigarette brand, was a major sponsor for Subaru in the WRC, as 22B is a hexadecimal representation of the decimal number 555. So the origin of the name 22B has often been debated. Many assume 22 referred to the 2.2-liter displacement, and the B was for the Boxer engine or the Bilstein suspension. This would correlate with the idea that Subaru sells a legacy Spec B, which also has a Boxer engine and Bilstein suspension. Others believe that 22B was meant to represent the 555 cigarette brand, was a major sponsor for Subaru, the WRC, as 22B is a hexadecimal representation of the decimal number 555. So on the right track, after keep reading it all over again. So the 22B STI that is supposed to be number 13 was never given the plaque. Well, the plaque, was never given the plaque. Subaru of America imported number 13 to be used as a press car. 3 prototype 22B STIs were given the number #000 plaque. 2 went to the World Rally Car drivers for Subaru at the time, Colin McRae, rest in peace. So Colin McRae and Nicky Grist, or Nicholas Mark Grist, was a Welsh former rally co-driver born in Ebbw. I can't really pronounce it, but it's spelled EBBW, and then Vale, VALE. His factory team career in the WRC lasted from 1993 to 2002. He won 22 rallies with more than one driver. So Colin McRae and Nicky Grist, with the third being used by Subaru Japan as their press car. It was widely rumored David Lapworth of ProDrive. So ProDrive owned the third number 000 car. However, he actually owned hashtag 400. It's like the number 400 car. Now we got the S201 STI from 2000. Subaru Technica International. Subaru Technica International, or STI, started the S series of special Imprezas. This series is a limited production series that sports an engine output of greater than 280 horsepower, which used to have like 305 horsepower roughly, well 300 horsepower. Special variant cars were excluded from the gentleman's agreement. The car was decked with nearly every single part from the STI catalog. The S201 was a four-door STI, so the S201 was a four-door STI that sported the only body-kitted S-Series WRX STI. It had a triplanar wing and a massive front air splitter. The entire suspension was composed of STI parts. There were 300 S201s produced. They used a VF28 spec turbo with a maximum boost at 1.2. So that is 1.2. So 17.4 PSI, which is 1.2 bar boost, and produced 300 horsepower and 300. So 353 Newton meters, which is 259 roundups, 260 pound-feet of torque, weighing in at 1270 kilos. So 1270 kilos, which is around 1270 kilos, like 2,800 pounds. These are a highly desirable variant. Now I got the ones from the UK, starting off with the 1998. So 1998 22B Type UK. 16 of the export 22Bs were modified by ProDrive with longer gear ratios, UK spec lights, and an official 3-year warranty. Because 50 22Bs had already been improved privately in the UK, Subaru UK had to wait until 1999 to register the 22B type UKs under the VCA's Single Vehicle Approval Scheme. VCA's stands for Vehicle Certification Agency, so it's a Vehicle Certification Agency's Single Vehicle Approval Scheme. The price was below 40 grand in the UK, which is around it's like over $50,500, around over 46.5 euros, 40,000 pounds roughly. Approximately the same price that Gray imports 22Bs. So 22Bs would be being sold for. Now we got the P1 version from 2000. Not to be confused with the 2013 McLaren P1, because that came out 10 years after this one, probably less than 15 years actually. Like, it came out in 2013. The same year, Furious 6 was out, and Need for Speed Rivals was out in 2013. My favorite year of all time. Now we're on to P1 Subaru from 2000. Here we go. To counter the gray imports, to counter the gray imports of high performance Japanese variants, Subaru UK commissioned ProDrive to produce an official limited edition of 1,000 two-door cars in Sonic Blue. The chassis was a two-door coupe. They were taken from the STI Type R lines and used for the P1. The car was the only coupe version of the WRX STI GC chassis to receive ABS. In order to allow for ABS, the DCCD was dropped. So the DCCD was dropped. Engine output was boosted to 276 horsepower, and the suspension optimized for British roads. Options were available from Subaru, consisting of 4-piston front brake calipers, electric Recaro seats, 18-inch OZ or OZ alloys, and a P1 ProDrive stamped back box. Don't really know what that is, but might be useful. So the P1 or ProDrive 1. Say the P1 or ProDrive 1, if you want to be a bit more specific. ProDrive 1 is echoed in the name of the ProDrive P2 concept car. It's a concept car, which I talked about. God, when did I talk about? I know I did, but when did I? When was it? I know I got it here somewhere, but where? Where is it? It's here somewhere, I just know it. So I talked about that car, like, 3 months ago. Like, it was 3 days before Christmas, actually. That was after I turned 18, really. So yeah, 3 months ago I talked about the car. 3 months I talked about this vehicle. It's not too bad. Alright, and that will be it for today. So for my next Subaru video will be about the second generation Subaru from 2000 to 2008. So from 2000 to 2008, the second generation Subaru. Alright, so that'll be it. If you guys like this video, like it, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit that notification bell. So hit the notification bell and hit all so you are alerted of when I make new uploads. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a great day. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So take care, folks. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys soon in the next one. So take care, folks. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.